What happens to people after they die? This isn't something I normally give a lot of thought to. I hope that's okay to admit. I'm the kind of spiritual person who is typically far more consumed with the earthly application of my faith right here in my next conversation than I am about its impact on my afterlife. I've just never really been that worried about settling on a firm post-life answer. Heaven and hell, purgatory, and the pearly gates. It's all interesting stuff, but I'm not sure any of us really has a solid answer to that massive question. So typically, I focus on what is a bit more immediate in the daily lives of folks I know, experiencing God's presence in the space between me and the next person I encounter. But I found myself reflecting on this big question of life after death the other day. Sadly, a friend of mine, and actually a contributor to Between back in its earliest days, he passed away recently. He was an incredibly kind and generous human being. I'll really miss him. And I found myself reading heartfelt comments left for his family members to read on his social media account. Friends and loved ones all over the world were sharing their condolences and their words of theological comfort as a way to mourn and support others who are grieving. As I was reading some of those sweet comments, I couldn't help but notice the diversity of ways people were talking about the afterlife. Everything from he's in a better place to may he rest in peace to the universe will hold him now, and many other things. Truly touching visions of a blissful afterlife for a big-hearted friend. The way we imagine the afterlife can pretty dramatically impact the way we interact with people here in the during life, in the here and now. If I believe in a fiery hell or a blissful heaven, I might live with a sense of high urgency, seeking salvation, repentance, or redemption, not only for myself, but for those who I love. That belief might lead me to evangelize or to focus on righteousness or to make choices motivated by eternal consequences. Now, if I believe there is no afterlife, that our bodies simply return to the earth and we dissolve back into the elements, I might live with deep reverence for this life, knowing it's all I've got. I may be committed to making a positive impact on those around me. I might care deeply about the environment. I might choose to love fully and to find meaning in the fleeting, precious now. If I believe in karmic cycles or reincarnation, I might try to approach each person and each sentient being with patience, grace, and the understanding that we are all on long, unfolding journeys of growth. My actions may be shaped by the idea that what I do today echoes into future lives and that compassion across lifetimes is both possible and necessary. If I imagine a great cosmic reunion, a homecoming to the source of love, I might live with the intention to bring a taste of that eternal belonging into every earthly interaction. I might see the divine spark in others and work to build communities of safety, welcome, inspiration, and peace that mirror the home we're all returning to. And if I'm unsure what happens after death and I simply hold that great mystery with open hands, then perhaps I am called to treat the sacred mystery of this moment and this person in front of me as holy. To live as if connection is its own reward, and the love of now is its own kind of eternity. So if you and I were in a sacred encounter right now, a deep conversation that allowed space for big, important questions, and you challenged me to give you my best guess right now at what happens after people die, what would I say? We return home. That's the closest answer I can come up with. We return home. Home is where belonging is woven into the carpet and painted on every wall. Home is where our souls are safe to come out and play. Home is where time stands still and we are eternally comfortable, forever welcome. Home is where we are whole, unmasked, unfiltered, true and real. Home is where we float gently in the warm, fluid, cosmic embrace of the juiciest love we've ever felt. We return home. Is home where Jesus is? Yes, if that's what makes you feel held by God. Is home a perfect existence with no pain and a reuniting with loved ones? Yes, if that's how you envision love. Is home a paradise with overwhelming pleasures cascading all around you? Yes, if that's the way you conceptualize joy. Is home a pine box, a dirt bed, and a slow natural decomposition? Yes. If knowing you're a simple component of the beautiful cycle of nature reminds you of the oneness of all. Home. For me, it's deeper than any particular religious metaphor. Home is a truth we all know, no matter our spiritual identity. It's a longing we all have when we find ourselves lost in the wilderness of life. Home. And I don't mean whatever house or situation you grew up in. I know that can be complicated for many people. No, the home I'm talking about is too deep and important. It's too deep and important an idea to be circumstantial. I'm talking about the home we all feel in our bones, the home that quells our fears and eases our anxieties. The home that fills our bellies and rocks us to sleep. Home is a great togetherness, a delicious peace. It's a reunion with the long-lost pieces of our soul. It's that echoing heartbeat of our mother's womb. It's the gentle rock on our proud father's knee. Home. And here's why I really want to discuss this topic. We can make people feel at home in our next encounter. We can provide the safety, the welcome, the comfort, and the love of our shared eternal home in our very next interaction. Or at least we can try. Maybe that's what it means. Maybe that's what it means to make real on earth as it is in heaven. We are invited to simply provide the profound welcome of home to everyone we meet. This grand concept of home is all over the Bible stories. From the prodigal son, I mean, that one's right on the nose, to Jesus promising to prepare a place for us in his Father's house, which has many rooms and plenty of space. That's from John's Gospel. To the dust returning to earth in Ecclesiastes. Home is biblical and beyond. I don't know where my friend who passed away recently is now. His understanding of faith was different than mine. It was beautiful and bright and joyful, but it was different than mine. I don't know for sure where he is. I don't know where any of the wonderful people I've known and who have passed away are. And I'm sorry to say that I don't know for sure where your precious deceased loved ones are either. But my soul whispers to me something that seems absolutely true. They are home. There's this quote from Ram Dass that I love. He taught that we're all just walking each other home. This is true, I suppose. No matter what we believe, no matter what religious tradition we belong to in this life, we're all headed to a common home. And what a glorious gift it is that we get the honor of walking alongside each other on the way there. Let's enjoy this miraculous walk together. Let's make the most of every step. And let's take comfort in knowing that those whom we miss so dearly are already home. Hey, Between is about you. Take this message out into your life this week and fill the space between you and every person you encounter with the feeling of home. My favorite church is the space between people. Now go with God's love and create the church between.